Hi beautiful people, hope you're all doing well. I hope this is filming properly. Today's video is going to be about Ometepe, a place in Nicaragua, an island in Nicaragua. And without further ado, I'm just going to play the video and react to it.
Hey motherfuckers, so I ended up on an island called Ometepe, a wild volcanic floating island in the middle of Lake Nicaragua. I randomly bumped into my friend Sarah and we said, fuck it, let's go. So we hopped on a boat, didn't we? The place I stayed, Zapote. Almost the same fucking name as my last video. Same but different. Anyway, it was an eco-hostel deep in the fucking jungle. My little hut was literally in a place called Elsewhereland. I got lost at least 5 times just trying to find it, especially after a drink that night.
So I'm going to put a little link wherever it fits to the place and down below. It was an incredible place. It was very rustic and kind of very undiscovered, off the beaten track. I absolutely loved it. About the same time, it was a bit of a shock. It was like, how do I get back to my room? Where is it? Everything in the dark looks very different. And yeah, but honestly, I absolutely loved it and I would recommend you to go there as well.
But I made loads of new friends, real ones. They were everywhere.
Everywhere.
Honestly, I fucking loved it. We rented a quad, because listen bitch, I'm too scared of motorbikes. I know my limits. First up, Ojo de Agua, a gorgeous natural pool. We had a nice little bit of breakfast, some typical rice and beans, eggs and some plantain. I then swung off the rope like a gay Tarzan, bumped into another friend, Jasmine.
Hey Jasmine!
Our next mission was to find a waterfall called San Ramon, but the motherfucker was nowhere to be found. We were driving up and down all sorts of terrains. That Ramon man must have thought, not today bitch.
Honestly, I don't know where that was. We went up and down, we were looking everywhere, I couldn't find it. And it was fun. I was just like, do you know what? It's another waterfall. Maybe I'm missing out on something huge, but we couldn't find it. And we just thought, let's go to the next place.
So then we went off to our next destination, Punta Jesus Maria, because we are very religious. Joke, we went for the beautiful black sand, and because it's on the very tip of the island, I had to do a Moses and command the water to divide so that I can walk between them. Alright, I think that's enough chaos for one reel. Part 2's coming, and you don't want to miss this one. Hit follow, motherfuckers, if you want to see the next part. Hey?
So yeah, honestly, Ometepe was amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was very like rustic, off the beaten track. Almost felt like it was undiscovered. I know that they have a special event there. So what I noticed is when you travel around Central and South America is that they've got certain days. So I believe that in Ometepe it was Wet Wednesday. So that was like a party on Wednesdays, a pool party, and that's why it was called Wet Wednesdays. There's also in Panama one called not Freaky Friday. I can't remember the name right now, but I will get to it. And so like they almost have a different party in different places, and it's almost kind of organized about like around the backpacker schedule. So backpackers tend to, I don't know, start in Mexico and work their way down, and basically it's almost kind of organized in a way so that you kind of get to all the parties. By that stage, I didn't really want to go to Wet Wednesday because I noticed that all of the parties had the same people in it. Not that there's anything wrong with the people, I actually really like the people, but I was more interested in, again, having an authentic experience. Ometepe gave me that authentic experience, and I just didn't want to go and hang out with the same people again. So I just kind of, I definitely left on a Tuesday. It wasn't just to miss the Wet Wednesday. It was also because I wanted to get to San Juan quick enough so that I could cross into Costa Rica. In this video, I'm actually also going to talk about part 2 because I feel like there's not really that much to comment. In regards to motorbikes, obviously everybody has different comfortability levels with how they want to travel. Me personally, I'm terrified of motorbikes, but obviously everybody's different. I'm scared about lots of different things. First of all is safety. You know, it can be scary to run one of these things, but also if you get into an accident or anything like that, I've heard about lots of scams, not just in Central America, but in Asia as well, where you might rent a bike and it might already have a scratch on it. And then when you get back, they try to fine you a fortune for it. Again, this may or may not have happened. For me, it was more about safety. I didn't want to get on a motorbike. A motorbike was cheaper. I can't remember the exact price, but it was a lot cheaper, maybe around like $15 a day. But for me, I was just too scared to do that. And because I was with my friend Sarah, I thought, okay, well, if we rent a quad, then yes, it's a bit more expensive, but we can divide that in between 2 people and we can take turns driving. And because it's got 4 wheels, it just feels a bit more safe. However, it's really funny because I'll see if I can find it. I'll put a little picture here. It says that you shouldn't have somebody like stuck to you behind you for safety reasons, but we did that and we had no problems. Yeah, so let me try to find video 2. Okay, we're back. So this is part 2 of my Ometepe experience. Let's press play.
Welcome back, motherfuckers. Ready for part 2? Well, here goes anyway, so listen up, Paul does. After I did my little Moses moment, I went to Playa de Mango, and let me tell you, this is where shit got even fucking better, bitches.
Playa de Mango was absolutely beautiful. It was just a stunning place. They had canoeing. I think we arrived too late for canoeing, but it just had a really nice vibe. It's funny because it was almost like a meeting point. Everybody ends up there towards the evening for sunset. There's swings in the water. There's a really nice restaurant with really nice food. Like I keep thinking about that sauce with the fish. It was so nice. I don't know what the sauce is. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, anyway, before I talk too much, I'm just going to press play.
The music was musicking, the people were peopling, and the sunset was creeping in, painting a golden sky, honey. I went on the swings, we did all sorts. We missed the motherfucking canoe thing though, but who cares? We stayed, we ate, we drank.
Can't have it all.
The food, fat. The sauce, rich. I nearly proposed to the sauce, honey. Then I went off to buy cigarettes, found some chickens wandering around like they owned the place. Look at the eccentricity of it all.
Okay, it's a turkey. Okay, sometimes I get the animals wrong. I'm not perfect.
Hi, babes. I'm making it talk. Yes, bitch.
Honestly, it was talking to me. I had that connection with the turkey.
Came back and the party was still going strong. We couldn't get too wasted though. Yes, bitch, I had too many drinks, so I've got the designated driver. Yeah!
Yeah, if you're going to Playa de Mango and you're on a motorbike or a moped or whatever, just either be responsible with your drink, or if you're drinking, have a designated driver. And that's what happened. I didn't get too drunk, but even just having one drink, you know, I'm very against drink driving. I think it's very wrong. And yeah, if that does happen, then you have to like figure out another way of getting home. There's not really much infrastructure on this island. There probably are taxis, but it wasn't very easy to find. So I'd say just be careful and be aware of that.
We rolled in after dark straight into this vegan buffet happening at the Eco Lodge in the middle of absolute fucking nowhere.
Honestly, I'm not a vegan myself. I do appreciate all types of food. That food in that buffet, it was amazing. I can't remember how much we paid. It was probably like $10 or something. But we had a huge buffet of lots of food. And I think we had second, well, we definitely had seconds. But I think there was even third and fourth. There was plenty of food. And I'd recommend if you're staying in this place, then definitely eat at that vegan buffet or whatever night they are. They have like a whole timetable of when things are. It was both the vegan buffet and the pizza party. I would strongly recommend. It was amazing.
It was fucking beautiful, mate. Beautiful. And honey, they've got all sorts of activities floating around in that jungle paradise. Yoga, meditation, mushroom growing workshop, cacao ceremony, pizza night, and a whole bunch of amazing shit that I can't even pronounce.
Honestly, there was such a schedule, so I can only recommend the things that I did myself. I absolutely loved the vegan buffet and I absolutely loved the pizza party. The pizza party was just unexpected. I just thought it would be like, I don't know, we're all there in the nature eating pizza. But no, there's another party that I'm going to mention, which was the treehouse party. in my opinion, that was overrated. I thought it was quite expensive. I can't remember the exact price. If I can find it, I'll put it here or there, wherever it fits. But I think it was equivalent to like $25 or $30. And that might not sound like a lot, but in those countries, that is quite a lot. For $25 or $30, you can eat a nice meal and you can have drinks as well. I would recommend to still go to the treehouse party because it was cool. The location was really interesting. But don't have really high expectations because this pizza party had the same DJ, had the same fire show. No, actually, the treehouse party had no fire shows. So it was like you pay all this money and then you get searched when you get in. You can't bring drinks from outside. The drinks inside the treehouse party were inflated. I don't want to talk about the treehouse party too much because it might confuse you. That is for another video. I'm talking specifically right now about that pizza party. I absolutely loved it and that was underrated. And that's probably why I liked it so much because I had no expectation. But with other parties, when everybody talks about it, everybody says how amazing it is, I have a certain expectation, and when it doesn't reach my expectation, I then feel a bit disappointed.
Here we are in one of the nights known as the pizza party. It was really fucking cool. We saw amazing fire shows and the DJ from the treehouse party was there, which I'll mention in another video. The whole neighborhood showed up. There was people dangling from the trees with a bit of string. We got drunk and we had a bit of the signature pizza. I can't remember the fucking name of it, but it was fucking great.
I also remember the beer. The beer was humongous. Like, it's not like a normal beer. It was like this big of a beer. And I remember that we ordered it and we just had to drink it quickly because we were in tropical climates, we're in hot countries, and if you don't drink it fast, it's going to get warm. And I don't know about you, but I hate warm beer. It just does not. I barely like cold beer. So like when it's warm, ew, I don't like it.
Morning, I showered in nature and got on the boat back to the mainland to reach San Juan. If you love watching all my crazy shit, the chaos, the frogs, the food, the sauce, the sunsets, the story, then like, follow, and stick around, motherfuckers. You're coming with me to the next one.
So yeah, Ometepe, absolute cannot miss. You must go to Ometepe if you are in Nicaragua. I strongly recommend it. It was one of the highlights of my trip. I'd say actually Nicaragua I absolutely loved because it's one of those places that nobody really talks about. It's underrated. Everybody, for example, talks about Costa Rica. I hated Costa Rica. Why? Because my expectations were up there. I was expecting everything to be absolutely stunning, for it to be paradise. I got there and they're charging $100 to look at a natural waterfall. How can you charge to look at nature? Like, I understand if it's for conservation and stuff like that, but $100 was just a bit too much. So I didn't even go to that waterfall because in Nicaragua there was all of these things for free and so much better. And because it was underrated and nobody really talks about it, you felt like you had all of this time, all of this space to be there and to fully absorb it. Whilst Costa Rica was like, okay, you want to go to the waterfall? $100. Right, we only have 3 slots at 6 o'clock in the morning, at 9 p.m. or at 11 p.m. And you just be like, okay, so I'm spending a fortune and I can only go when I specifically book it. That's why I didn't really like Costa Rica. And also, if I'm honest, like, you'd pay a fortune in Costa Rica and there was nothing guaranteed. I remember going to 3 different nature parks looking for sloths and not seeing a single thing. Like, the only thing I saw was ants. And if you see this Nicaragua video, you see the ants on the first way, you see the frogs, you see all this nature, and there was no expectation for it. That's why I absolutely love Nicaragua and it's completely underrated. So anyway, that is my Ometepe part 1 and part 2 video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, please write them in the comments and I will answer them for you. Until next time, love you all.